Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Michael Friedman, not to be confused with Rabbi David, who's on vacation right now. We will start off with Maya Fei Hayom. I'd like to invite the president of our congregation, Shannon Rothschild.
Please turn to page 2. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Please turn to page 20 for Lachadodi. Please rise and turn to page 28 for the Brochu. Please be seated and turn to page 30, and you can join me. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the season, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivot is your name. Ever-living God, you may reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings light on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Avarim, Avarim. Please stand for the Shema. Page 36.
And please join me with the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha chayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha u'vleftecha v'derech uvshofcha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vechayule totafot beinenecha, uktaftam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Leman tiskaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lechiot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command
Now please turn to page 40 for Mikamocha. Please turn to page 43, and we'll read together in the middle of the page. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, habores sukkah shalom, aleinu v'al amo Yisrael and Yushalayim. Please turn to page 44 for Yismachu. Please rise and turn to page 46 for Tefillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Yitoni Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagabor Hagara, El Hayom, Ga'omer Hasadim Tovim, B'Koi Hakol, Zocher Hazeh Elmot Mima'od, Minei Lad Nithem Mehem, Mima Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Uzer Mashiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Abraham Sarah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, God of our fathers and mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, God of Leah, great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God, who bestows loving kindness and creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of the divine name. Sovereign deliverer, helper, and shield, blessed are you, Adonai, Sarah's helper, Abraham's shield. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah. Turn to page 50. You are forever mighty, Adonai. You give life to all. You cause the wind to shift and the rains to fall. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the falling, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, the sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up, and faithfully give life to all who... Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, Hayei Hakol. On page 52 in the center, you are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please turn to page 60. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever. For you are a sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarek et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Ki atah hu melech
please be seated. I'd like to have a moment of silence. Turn to page 253 from Mishabara. I want to thank you very much for coming this evening. The one nice thing about having me up here is that I don't have to give a sermon. And we are really fortunate to have someone which I consider extremely bright, very brilliant when it comes to the Torah. And this is the person that Rabbi David turns to and says, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And I've read one of her many books. And when I read the books, I can hear her Dutch accent. So with no further ado, please welcome Dr. Johanna Bos.
Yeah, this is I'm one of the 2 or 3 or 4 reincarnations of Rabbi David here tonight. I know that's kind of surprising. So, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom to everybody who's here, and also to the people who are on Zoom and are tuning in from there. So Rabbi David, when he asked me this, he was very strict about the timeline that I had. When I accepted it, I said, well, it doesn't have to be that long, does it? And he held up his hand and looked at me very sternly and said, 5 minutes. I thought, I'm never going to be able to do that. He is the master of 5 minutes meaningful presentations. So please don't expect that. But I won't. But I will be timing it so that I don't go on and on and on. You know kind of where we are probably in terms of the Torah portion. We're in the middle of the Joseph story. It's a very exciting moment. Joseph is now in Egypt, and he has risen to this enormous, powerful position called the ruler of the land. And there's a famine that's in all the lands except for Egypt. And Joseph's brothers have already once come to get food there, and that causes all kinds of trickery on Joseph's part. They don't recognize him. I always wonder about that, how that could possibly be, but they don't. They don't recognize him. They assume him to be an Egyptian by clothing and by his speech. Probably he probably had an Egyptian accent. I can't do that for you, but my Dutch accent will be plenty to go on with. So now what I'm going to just read a very short section to get us into the scene here. What we're reading takes place at the end of the second journey. And what we're reading, what we're looking at, what I want to think about with you is the moment really when everything hangs in the balance, because they have not recognized Joseph. He has not made himself known to them. He has not made himself known to his own family. In fact, he thanked God for having forgotten his family when he named his first son Manasseh. So at the end of this journey, they are back in his house because there has been again money that's been placed in their bags. There's also humor in the story. I hope you all see that there's also funny parts to it, because my gosh, now they have this money again that they had paid, and it's in their bag, and they're bringing it back, and they're also bringing back a cup. They have the cup. Cup is not maybe the best translation. It's more like a goblet, I think is the word that we should use. It's a big fancy thing made of silver. And they have to bring that back. And it's the one that Joseph used to practice divination. I feel there's also a touch of humor there. What's that now? Do Jews do that? Do they do divination with a cup? I mean, there's something going on here that's always a little bit destabilizing. So they go into the house. Judah entered with his brothers. I'm now reading just a very short section from the Torah. While he was still there, and they fell before him on the ground. Joseph said, "What is this deed you have done? Did you not know that a man like me would surely divine this?" Then Judah said, "What shall we say to my Lord? And what shall we speak? How shall we justify ourselves? What words can we use? God found the crime of your servants." Yeah, so that's Judah, who's all of a sudden taking a lead here. That he hasn't done that before. This is a new moment in the story. It's always wonderful to read very closely to how the writers are putting it together. So I was thinking about this. I'm thinking about Judah saying this, and I was thinking about justifying yourself. So, justifications, right? Which one of us doesn't love a good justification now and then, right? The moment when we're faced with something we have done and we have 1,000 excuses, we did it because, or best of all, we never did it. I never said it. You know, we do that. You know why we do it? Because it's very hard to face the fact that we make mistakes, right? We think maybe we don't, but we do. It's hard. It's really hard. It's hard to admit that we were wrong and that we really have no way to explain it. There's a wonderful book about this called Being Wrong. If you haven't read it, I recommend it to you with all my heart. It's by Catherine Schultz. It's a beautiful book. And it explores all the avenues of being wrong, what it means. It's called Being Wrong, Adventures in the Margin of Error. And she observes that in the very beginning, that human beings take a great joy in being right, combined with the sense that mostly we are right. This is really great. And then that we have an aversion to being wrong. We find it shameful. And she goes a whole other route. She argues that we should embrace being wrong. She says, we are wrong about what it means to be wrong. It's a real great phrase, I think, because we're wrong about it. She says, wrongness is a vital part of how we learn and how we change. And that's exactly what is happening here when Judah faces the man he doesn't recognize as his own brother that he sold down the river. The writers of the Bible knew this long before Catherine Schultz knew it. And Judah is a great example of characters in this story that's about Joseph, but it's also about Judah. It's also a story about Judah, and he's a great example of transformation. Going in a whole other direction than the path that you were on. When he stands there with his brothers, and he talks in the plural, right? He says, what can we say? How can we speak? How can we justify ourselves? So he's identifying with this group of brothers. That's already a kind of transformation. He's so bewildered that he stammers out the fact that he can't find the words. What can we say? What can we speak? How can we justify ourselves? The Hebrew word that's there is ma, and it's repeated 3 times. Ma, ma, ma. It sounds like that almost because they come very close together. It's like a stammer, like he's stammering. What they can't speak about, what they really cannot say. The great philosopher and biblical scholar Martin Buber argues that the word translated justify, and I did translate it justified. You can find different translations. Sometimes it's clear ourselves. How can we clear ourselves? Buber says it's really not about justice, that word, tzedek, the root of it. He says it means something like proving yourself to be true, to utter a true verdict. I think that's a great insight, because what Judah asks is, what can we really say truthfully here? It's a good question, right? He's not thinking about the money and the cup in the bag. That's obvious. Speaking the truth now, what would that sound like in those circumstances? If they uttered a true verdict, what would they say? What would they say about the fact that they put their brother in a pit to die of thirst or violence or snakes or scorpions, whatever was in that pit? How could they speak truthfully about lying to their old father about his beloved son? What would that be like? About having their brother deported as a slave, and going farther back about the truth in the matter of Shechem, in the matter of Dinah, in the matter of Bilhah. The Midrash actually counts 9 cases of crimes that you could come up with that are subsumed here in what he's talking about, all criminal behavior. Those truths are relevant to all the brothers. They're all, one of them or the other are involved. Now, what about himself then? What about Judah? With whom has Judah kept truth? When was that moment? When he suggested to the brothers that they treat Joseph as merchandise? Or when he lied to his daughter-in-law, Tamar, in promising a son for her as a husband? Or was it when he slept with her because he thought she was a prostitute and then accused her of pregnancy by prostitution, threatening to have her executed? Judah can hardly speak, no surprise, in a way that will clear him or that will clear the brothers. He did not keep truth with his younger brother or with his father or with his daughter-in-law Tamar. But in great part, thanks to that daughter-in-law, he began to reflect on the way of being in the world and decided to try something different. Rabbi David, in his 2 minutes of Torah, also a masterpiece that you can all listen to, talked about the naming of the children, and he also talked about Joseph the righteous, and this is what the rabbis indeed call Joseph. But I would just say also and point out tonight that the word justify is used twice in Genesis, or in all of Genesis, and in these stories only, and it's used for daughter-in-law Tamar when Judah says, she is more righteous than I, and at this point when he says, how can we justify ourselves? Also, how can we declare ourselves righteous? It's all the same word, the same root. And that's a great moment. That's the great moment that we are witnessing here. The great moment when he is ready, when he's ready because he can't talk about any of this because it will all sound awful, and he's facing that fact. And now he can set his feet on a different road, a road toward change and reflection and transformation. Because it was Judah, he had already taken steps. After Tamar faced him, he had already taken steps. He was the one who convinced their father to give Benjamin, that Benjamin could go along with them and he would keep him safe, and so far that actually turns out to be true. With Judah and the brothers standing before Joseph, everything hangs in the balance, and we hold our breath. Just around the corner is the moment that Judah will take a leap from stammer into eloquence and face his brother and speak in a way that shows his transformation, the family's transformation, and that in turn will cause Joseph to be transformed and to reveal himself, to say the truth about himself. I am Joseph. But we're not there yet. We've read ahead, as Rabbi David would say, because we have to stay here. And that's what the rabbis did for us. The rabbis that divided the Torah in portions stopped it right here. Didn't go into that speech that comes next week. We stay with Judah's awareness that even though he knows they never stole money or Joseph's cup, there is no way he or his brothers are able to speak truly about all they have done. They have to have that moment of coming face to face with that fact, of stammering it out. Ma. It's hard, isn't it? We all love justifications, and it's hard to come face to face with ourselves and openly say that really we can't even begin to admit where we first went wrong with something and all just rolled along, and then there we were with someone, and how we are no longer that person. It's hard. It's hard for us as individuals. It's hard for communities. But if Judah could get there, whose missteps were truly big ones, and whose crime, by his own admission, only God knows, I think we can get there. Rabbi Suzanne Singer, in a woman's commentary on the Torah, writes that the portion ends in midsection, leaving us with questions. Will Joseph really enslave Benjamin? How will the brothers respond? Will Joseph reveal his identity? She writes that the rabbis broke it off to make clear that our choices are moment-to-moment decisions. The path is never certain until the time comes to act. The cliffhanger ending, as she calls it, is also a signal of hope, because teshuvah, turning around, is always there. The path is always open to us. Shabbat Shalom. Now that was about, give or take a little, 12 minutes.
See, at this point, where we would give our speaker, our guest speaker, a very nice gift, but
Yeah, right, there's that.
Rabbi David. So I think he's going to give you a pencil sharpened in the shape of a Brooklyn Bridge. So when he returns, so that you have to look forward to. And then we have the anthem.
Yes, the anthem is Elohai.
Please turn to page 283 and rise for the Aleinu. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else. Turn to page 287 at the top. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. Please, page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, to whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Tonight we especially remember David Sean Bailey, Paula Erdely, Henry Berg Brousseau, Jacques Morris, A.B. I. Bronstein, Molly Gomberg, Warren Kahn, Shirley Rollins, Sylvia Shapira, Barbara Rifkin Strauss, Deborah Reichman, Mark Sexter, Blanche Solomon, Louis Zoller, Louis Sonny Bass, Henry Bronner, Mary Brousseau, William Katz, Lawrence Lynch, Karina Maya, Jacob Sachs, Irving Schuster, Gail Sherman, Claire S. Weinberg, Isaac Weitz, Irving Yarmouth, Marjorie Axler, Patsy Brown, Francis Mormon, Ann Silver, Shlomo Supiniski, Kurt Ackerman, Ruth W. Fine, Abe Gotti, Simon Steinberg, Evelyn Brill Weinberg, Joyce Friedman, Sylvia Epstein-Bordy, Bertha Rivkin, and in recent days, Shirley Koslov and Dr. Leonard Gotti. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who have died at this season and in years past, and whose we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zikarom Likarav. May their blessing be, where the memories be a blessing. And please rise on page 294. Yitgadal, Yitgadal,
Shmei Rabba, Be'alma Divra Hirute, Be'amlik Malute, B'chayehon, V'yomechon, V'chayeh, B'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agalau, Yizman, Kari, V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Be'varach, Al'alam, Amei, Amaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtibarach, V'yitba'ar, V'yitramah, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitdaleh, V'yitdala, Shemei, Kusha, Barichu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'ramav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen.
And please be seated. The closing song is Osei Shalom.
The last 3 lines of text in the mourner's Kaddish.
Osei Shalom b'Brahma, Hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru Amen. Osei Shalom b'Brahma, Hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru Amen. Osei Shalom b'Brahma, Hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru Amen. Osei Shalom b'Brahma, Hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru
I'd like to thank Ellen Shakin, Executive Director of the Brotherhood, and Johanna Bos. If you say, I can't get enough of Johanna, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., she's going to be leading Torah study in the library, and then she will be speaking again tomorrow morning. We'll be having services, and then Avery Curtis was a wonderful voice for stepping in for Jennifer. Thank you very much, and Dr. Louie Bailey. And at this point, usually give a priestly benediction, but I can't do the thing with my fingers. So, yeah, I can't do that. But thank you, Agal, for coming. And please, we have an Oneg Shabbat following services. And introduce you to someone that you've never met before. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.